I'll sometimes use the word aliveness, and people ask what that means. Aliveness, I'll point to here. It means life as it is right now. But what is life? Is life an idea? Is life an idea about the memories that come before this moment? Is life a series of events leading up to this moment? Is life some external world that you can imagine right now? Or is the life what's right in front of your face in this moment? Is life the shapes and forms and apparent objects and apparent subject called you or consciousness or awareness? Is that what life is? Is that what aliveness is? When I speak about aliveness, I mean that which is indivisible, that which is closer than close, that which does not need to be discovered because it's never been lost. It's the texture of experience right now as it appears before you notice it even. It's the texture of experience that appears before the mind registers that happened, that exists, or I'm here experiencing it. So what is the texture of experience before it becomes dualistic, before it becomes something you can think about, before it becomes a narrative, before it becomes something you need to manage or can manage? That texture of experience right here, always right here, that is aliveness. Aliveness comes before any processing, before any arising of an apparent subject or apparent objects. The aliveness comes before we differentiate the senses, sight from sound, from smell, from taste, from touch. Aliveness comes before time, before the sense of being someone moving through time from the previous moment to the next moment. Aliveness is the experience when we don't recognize, perceive, or construct distance, separation, subjects and objects, or physical existence in some way that we think about. That's aliveness. It's immediately available, always. So perhaps you could say the realization process is about reorienting to this aliveness. Maybe reclaiming it, but it's not something you claim. It's just here. It's here before you're here. It's here before anything is claimed. It's here before anything is noticed. So the aliveness is the most fundamental experience possible. Experience being a little bit off as well, because to talk about experience, usually we talk about an experiencer or a duration of experience. This is an experience with no experiencer and no object. It's an experience that does not have a duration. So it's both this moment in time, which is eternal, and it's also every possible time. It doesn't occur in time. This immediacy, this aliveness doesn't occur in time. Time occurs within the construct that believes we are experiencing this. Time is part of that construct. So this is before time. It's before time and before space. It's before and after. It's before birth and death. But even before really doesn't make a lot of sense anymore, because before infers there's an after. So this is not in the realm of before and after. It's also not an it. It's not apart from, and it doesn't exist on its own. It doesn't lend itself to any kind of definition, including the definition of existing or actually being. So this is neither being nor non-being. This is neither beyond birth and death, nor is it bound by birth and death. It is fixated in neither direction. So it is beyond fixation. It is without fixation. It is not subject to fixation, and yet it accommodates any fixation completely. without having to make an opposite, without having to have a solution, without having to have an antidote. This is the antidote, and it's also where no antidote could ever touch or cure or be needed. So that's the aliveness. It's right in front of your face. It's the sensation of your breath. It's the movement of mind. And it's none of those things. So how do you find it? You stop trying to find it. You stop believing it's somewhere else. You stop believing, more importantly, in the one that's trying to find it, or in the one that thinks it can't find it, or in the one that thinks it found it. Because that's even fundamental to the finding or the seeking. So it comes down to identity, really. See through the identity, and aliveness will be just this, just as it is.